All right, guys, welcome once again. Happy 2025 to everybody. Sorry I missed the last session. I was away camping on holidays as we do over this period. But today's session is just going to be a session on some scripts, some dialogue, how we can communicate better with people to obviously win business in 2025 moving forwards. So sometimes people come to us in the group and they say, look, can you do some training on this? Can you do some training on tech? Can you do some training on AI? Can you do scripts and dialogue? So we thought, well, obviously everything starts with a listing. So obviously we've got the listings, we've got the business, and as we know, most things tend to sell themselves in this market to a certain degree. Obviously we've got to work to get them sold, but if you've got the listings, you'll win, you'll survive, you'll last. So somebody asked me, what's some good scripts for door knocking and cold calling? Now, I haven't cold called for a long time or door knocked for a long time, but I have had members of the team that have door knocked, which have joined me as second agent and that have done some cold calls as well. Now, I believe in everything that you do in life, there's somebody that has a problem and we're trying to provide a solution to a problem. Quite often, agents, salespeople can talk ourselves out of business by making it too complicated and making it too long and too delved in. So basically, the best door knock to get stuck straight into it that I find is a just listed door knock. And simply just a A5 flyer, something like this, with a picture of the property. This one says, Team Bjorn Kunzel and Prav Gill, EXPSA, your Valley View area experts. Best offer before 21st of January 2025. And on the back, it's welcome to 15B Esperance Terrace, a gorgeous low maintenance 3-bedroom home with 2 living areas, 2 bathrooms, which is being offered to the market by way of best offer on the 21st of January. There's 2 photos on the back, and there's a QR code which they can scan to view the property. And then it says all offers are welcome, and we invite you to come and take a look in person at one of our upcoming opens. That's the kicker. There's lots of people that will door knock. Hi guys, I'm in the area. Just wondering if you've had a price update recently for insurance purposes. Don't feed people bullshit. They know you're not there for insurance purposes. They know that you're there to try to find a sale. So if you've got a door knock, you've either got to give them something or you've got to be direct and straight to the point. People don't have time. People don't want to hear blah, 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 blah. So the best door knock that I've found with success is this, where you're just like, knock, knock. Hi, I'll be really quick. We're selling a property at number 15B Esperance Terrace just down the road from you. Here's the flyer. We've got the first open inspection on Saturday at 12 to 12:30. Would love for you to drop by. Have a great day. That's it. Give them the flyer, walk away. Don't ask them for nothing. You're giving them something. You're inviting them to an open inspection. And then what you'll find is the local neighbours will rock up with this little flyer in their hand to your open inspection. And then you'll be like, oh, fantastic. You guys, one of the neighbours. Yep. Oh, my name's Bjorn. This is Prav. What was your name? Oh, Rebecca. Okay. Which house do you live at, Rebecca? I live at number 12 down the road there. Oh, you've been there for a while? You can start a conversation. You can engage in a real conversation, and they've actually come to you, which then gives you permission to have that conversation with them. From there, you get their mobile number and their email address, and guess what? They're a contact now in your database. Databasing is huge. You pop them into your database. They're in HomePass. Then from there, you can communicate with them what's happening throughout the process. They can see the welcome SMS. They can see the download of the documents through HomePass. They can be impressed. They can see the after open inspection SMS, the offer form, the digital offer form, welcome to make offers. They can follow through with the SMS process of offers are now closing this date. Then they can see all the communication that we're doing clearly via SMS. That's going to impress them. If they are thinking about selling one day, they're most likely going to come back to you. You can also call them. You can mark them as a neighbor. Hey, Rebecca, it's Bjorn here from EXP. I know you're with a neighbour at number 12. I just want to let you know we've just put 15B under contract for $753,000. What do you think of that result? Conversation starter, right? You're giving them information. You're giving before you're asking. So very short, sharp and simple. Get some flyers made up. If you don't have flyers for a property that you're selling, reach out to one of the other team members and ask, hey, look, can I do some door knocking around your property? Would it be okay if you've got some flyers? I'll go and knock to the neighbours. I'll invite them to your house for you, whatever. Get around another team member and help somebody else's success, build your success, fake it before you make it if you don't have anything and you're new, right? The other one you can do is adjust sold. So I've got another one here which says sold in 2 weeks for $775,000. And on the back, it says, this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home sold in 2 weeks with multiple offers. If you are thinking of selling, please call. I offer fixed fee deals, free marketing offers, and we provide 2 experienced agents at every open. At EXP, you pay less and get more because we're not a franchise and our agents don't have to pay 50% to a boss. We keep 100%. Instead of keeping more for ourselves, we give it to you, our sellers. Average saving $3K, right? So you can knock that. Hey guys, just letting you know, we just sold the property down here at 7 Cardew Place in Greenleaf. Just want to give this blind, let you know, if you've ever had any thoughts of selling, there's some information on the back. Just reach out and give us a call. You'll find that you'll have more success by giving something and walking away and letting them contact you than by you actually asking for something. Anyone got anything to add to that? Because everyone does things differently. Has anyone got any other experiences apart from what I've just went through that are good, that are working?
So it's really a lot of times it's really about the connection. It's like give and go. I mean, a lot of people will give and go. It's just really about just continually keeping you out there rather than drill down on trying to get an appraisal out of them that day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Look, I send 1 weekly email to my entire database every single week, and it shows what we've just listed. It shows what we've just sold. There's some videos in there, some video testimonials in there. My phone rings. I haven't picked up the phone and cold called for like 5 years. I haven't door knocked for like 10 years, right? I don't prospect apart from my weekly email and just focusing on the clients I've got and working the business and the clients I've got. And my phone just rings, come sell my house, come sell my house, come sell my house, come sell my house, come sell my house. Because all I do is make connections with people. And you got to read the room as well, right? So you got to read the room. But if you don't have stock, like for example, Taris, if Taris is here, I gave Taris some flyers. Taris, share your experience. Oh, you there, Taris?
He's just been murdered.
Ben, I'm just going to mute Ben there. Can you hear us there, Taris? No, all right. Well, what I did is Taris was second agent on a property of mine up in 12A Armbuster Street. So I
You there, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them about when you door knocked the invites to the open. I mean, I know we haven't listed anything out of it yet, but just share your experience with giving them something and inviting them to the open.
Well, obviously, it just generates, as you were saying before, a talking point. So people are already interested in what you have to say. It's not it's sort of like a warm entrance to the discussion. So when you're giving them something, as you were saying before, it sort of sparks that point as an invitation. There isn't an expectation that they're having to have a conversation with you. But what I found was most people wanted to have a conversation with you anyhow. And then that led to, as you know, we have had an opportunity out of that. So it certainly does work.
So we had one of the neighbours directly across the road who had a Harris agent, no, not Harris agent, a Oaks Nicholas agent who'd been in contact with her for like 3 years, constantly phone calls, SMS, property reports, Merry Christmas, thank you, happy birthday, all that stuff, right? Taris door knocked, told her we're selling the ones across the road. Young chat, she's like, oh, actually, I'm going to be selling this one soon. It's a development site. And Taris was like, well, come over to the open and say good day, come and meet Bjorn and we'll have a bit of a chat. Now, we didn't get that business, but we were this close. We were this close to getting it. And she said to us at the end, if it doesn't work out with this guy, we'll definitely come back to you. She goes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an off market with him and I'm going to give him a couple of weeks off market because we said we've got developers that buy that sort of thing. This is my developer here because he was actually at the open inspection with me. I said, we sourced this site for them. They subdivided, they developed it. He turned around and said, these guys are great. Anyway, long story short, we didn't get the business, but we were this close. The only reason why she said she was going to go with that guy was like, look, if he hadn't been in contact with me for 3 years and been keeping in touch with me, she goes, I just sort of feel like I'd be doing the wrong thing if I went with you guys. So what I'm going to do is give him a couple of weeks off market. And if he can't get it done in a couple of weeks off market, then I'll give you guys a shot off market. And then I'll decide what I want to do from there. So it's still not a no, right? And that's just from Taris door knocking this to a complete stranger, inviting to an open. So that's how powerful that can be versus somebody keeping in touch with somebody for 3 years. Because we were a whisker away and we could still get that business. So that's the thing. It's all about relationships. Everything that I do in my business is all relationships building. It's all making people feel like they're the only person that counts and the only person at that particular point in time that matters and giving them 100% of my attention. and 100% of my effort and energy at any given time. So they go, you know what, I like that guy. He seems like a straight shooter, nice, decent bloke. Liked, trusted, and competent, you've got the business. So, you know, this is all competency-based stuff. Now, likability and trustworthiness comes with time. Let's say you're a brand new agent, you don't have any just listers to drop, you don't have any just solds to drop, you don't have anyone else's that you can drop, and you want a door knock. Well, you've also got the old-fashioned way of getting straight to the point. Hi, I'll be really quick. My name's Bjorn Kundal from eXp Realty. Here's my business card. I'm looking for homes in the area to sell. Is there a dream price that if I brought it to you tomorrow, you'd sell your house for? Bang, bang, bang. Short, sharp, fast, and quick. People don't want to hear, g'day guys, how are you today? Well, good, thanks. Beautiful weather, isn't it? Such a lovely day, birds are chirping. Fuck off. Fuck off. Don't dribble shit to me. Get the hell away from my door. I don't want to hear from you. So if you are going to door knock and you don't have any stock or you don't have anything to give them, right, just get straight to the point. Hi, Bjorn Kundal, EXP, selling heaps of houses around here, looking for more. Is there a dream price that if I brought you tomorrow, you'd sell for? No, we're very happy here. Fantastic. Not a worry at all. My card's there. If you need me, give me a call. I'm a straight shooter, straight to the point. If you don't want any BS, I'm your guy. Thanks, guys. Bang. Walk away. Right? And on the back of your card, you might have, thanks for the quick chat. If you're ever interested in selling, call me. I offer fixed fees, flexi fees, no sale, no charge deals. You know, just something on the back that's a bit of a grabber, you know, and just be straight to the point, and then on to the next one, then on to the next one, then on to the next one, on to the next one. I've had people knock on my door and they're like, oh, hi, it's so-and-so here. We're just wondering if you've had a price update on your property recently. Oh, no, that's fine. I'm fine. Because, you know, it's really good to know what you stand for with insurance value, you know, just in case, you know, a fire came through here and burnt down your home, to make sure you're adequately insured. Guys, you're a real estate agent. You want my business. You're looking for houses to sell. Don't bullshit me otherwise. Hi, I'm a real estate agent. I'm looking for houses to sell. Are you interested in selling? Just be straight to the point. You'd be surprised how appreciative people can be for you just being direct and straight to the point and really fast and in and out, leaving with a card and off. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, which I used to do at Shahadi's back when I started, was I'd print out a property report and it would have the last 3 months sales in the area, just a one page. It would have bedrooms, bathrooms, living areas, land size, total living area, and the address, and it would have the price. And I would just go, hey guys, we're selling lots of property around here. I've just got a property report for you. There you go. That's the last 3 months of sales in the area. Have you ever had any thoughts of selling? And if they engage in a conversation with you, engage in a conversation. If they say no, go, fantastic, not a worry at all. You've got my details if you ever need me. And just walk away because you're giving them something, right? So a lot of people in this world, they know exactly what they want. They've got all the data. They know what their house is worth. They know everything before we even go and see them. What they don't want is someone to bog them down or blah, 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 and waste their time, because everyone's time poor. Everyone wants here, today. I want it yesterday. So if you're going to do something, straight to the point, give them a property report, hand them a card, on to the next one. Now, I've had times in the past where people have said to me, oh, I have actually been thinking about selling. And I was trained to say, oh, look, I can't come in now, but can we book an appointment for, 5 p.m. on Tuesday or whatever, and booking another appointment? I found that didn't work. The ones that I actually managed to get were people that said, I have thought about selling. Look, if I could get 800 for it, I'd sell. I'm here, right now. Do you want me to come in and have a quick look? I'll soon tell you if you're dreaming or not. And then I've gone inside and I've gone, look, I think you're probably, maybe closer to the mid sevens, but I reckon I've got some buyers that might be interested in this. We could have a crack for sure. I definitely think it'd be worthwhile, a little bit of my time if you're willing to let me in. And sometimes I've sold those ones, So I think direct, straight to the point. People are time poor. People want everything yesterday. Just get in there, get it done with no BS. You're a real estate agent looking for business. Don't pretend that you're not a real estate agent looking for business. Anyone got any comments or anything they want to add? Or any of their other experiences? Tony's written, make friends, be credible, do good deeds. People want become their go-to agent. Yeah, right. Yep, spot on.
Mm. Mm.
Now, if you're cold calling, just be straight to the point. Cold call around sales. Hey guys, number 5 Smith Street just sold 3 months ago for $785,000. I'm Bjorn Kundle from eXp Realty. Have you ever considered selling it all? Straight to the point. Don't dance around it. If you're going to get them on the phone, give them and deliver them a message of exactly what you're after within the first 5 seconds. Don't bog them down, don't bore them. Now, some people might have other experiences and other ways of doing things, and that's fine. And if you do, speak up and share. But I think that in today's society, people just don't have the time to sit down for long, extended conversations. They just want in and out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And consistency, I'd say. Just meet people, press the flesh, consistency.
Consistency is the key to everything. I've consistently done just listed and just sold letterbox drops my entire career. I do 100 around the house of every house, right? Every single property without fail. I try to keep things consistently looking the same. My videos will look the same. My Facebook posts look the same. Just consistency. The only difference between success and failure is consistency. So you can't go out one day and knock 10 houses and get rejected 10 times and go, oh, this shit doesn't work. It means you got to knock on 50 houses. And you knock on 50 houses one day and then you don't have anything else to do. Knock on 50 houses the next day. Don't worry about designing the perfect flyer or the perfect this or the perfect that. Just get out there and do something. Because I can tell you, most agents don't. Most agents nowadays rely on Facebook for, mark free property report, what's your house worth and all this sort of stuff. And that's fine. That stuff works. But what I'm saying is agents are getting lazier and lazier and lazier about wanting to get in front of people and just connect face to face. So door knocking is fantastic, but be very careful when you do door knock, guys. Be very careful when you door knock. I would knock on the door and then step back a couple of meters so you're not right there because you don't know who's going to answer that door. You've got to be careful about your own safety as well, guys. And also, if it says, no canvassing or do not knock or no religious callers or no salespeople, whatever, don't knock on the door. Just put a business card in the letterbox, unless it says no junk mail, and walk on, because one of our guys, Paul Denisoff, did knock on a door and it did have a small little no canvassing thing on the bottom of the fence, and now he's going through a very, very detrimental lawsuit where somebody's, who's not a very nice person is trying to pull him through the cleaners because he's basically entrapped the guy by putting a very small no canvassing sign at the bottom of his fence where people can't see it. And he sues people left, right, and center. And Paul Denisoff, unfortunately, has been burnt by this guy and is now, in a court case. So be careful with the doors you're knocking. If there's anything about no junk mail, no canvassing, no salespeople, don't knock those doors, guys. Just leave them alone. All right.
Björn, for me, I've been with no previous sales or anything. For me, it was a great way to build my database. And I had nothing to give to these people as well. So I really came in empty-handed. And so I figured a way of like what works for me, and not saying that's working for everyone, but I just started saying, hey, my name is Renz. I'm the local real estate agent. I've just been nearby doing some free appraisals. And yeah, whilst I'm here, I've put in the work. If you're interested, I could do an appraisal for you as well. And I try to keep it as short and sharp as possible as well, because indeed you don't want to waste anyone's time, but in as short as possible sentence I could create. I had my first lines in, and yeah, for me, the way to not set myself up for disappointment, I was just hoping to get a name and a number to stay in touch. And having done it now for 6 months in a row, basically I went out every day in Flemsick and Manningham, Vale Park. I got a database of 250, 300 people who I now keep in touch with. And funny enough, the week before I signed up with EXP, I knocked on this house in Manningham where I noticed the gardeners were at work and cleaning up the front yard. So not that I was looking for anything. I was not discriminating any house. I was just going to every house in the street. And then this guy appreciated that I walked through the dust and all the mess that the gardeners were doing, and I just knocked on the doors, and straight away he said, like, yeah, I'm getting ready for sale, and I like that you're here. You're here at the right time, and let's sell your house. So last night we had the first open inspection, which was really only a month and a half work of getting to know each other to where we are now. So it can really work out well.
Perfect. A door knock, right place, right time, and relationship building, and he likes you. He wants to give you the business because you're showing initiative as well. Like, just think about it. You're out there knocking on doors, doing the hard stuff, when other people might just be sending him an email or might just be, giving him a phone call. Knocking a door is a lot of effort, right? So he's obviously seen that. You can see when you look at somebody face to face as well, you can get a feeling from somebody. I like this person. I trust them. They look like a shark. They look dodgy. They look really honest, whatever. So you can get a vibe from people as well face to face. Chris Gajira built his business with us, and he's one of our top performing agents. And he built his business with us. I think he's on holidays at the moment, so he's not here today. But he absolutely dominates, and he door knocks, and he does the work, and he puts people in his database, and he categorizes them, and he follows them up, and he calls them religiously. And English is a second language for him. It's not even his first language, and he's very straight to the point, just direct and straight to the point. So, well done, Renz. Like, congratulations, mate. That's just living proof and testimony of somebody who's newly with us, who's actually got a listing already. And how much is this listing worth in Manningham?
Yeah, thanks, mate. And with that, I've got a lot of actual people that I know who are in Manningham as well and will be selling. I haven't got the listing yet, but I had the opportunity to at least meet them face to face and go back there even once more. So it's working for me.
And now you can go through Manningham and you go, hey guys, I'm just selling a property at 123 Smith Street, Manningham. If you know of anybody that's looking in the area, it's a large home, it's a development site, whatever it is, I'd really appreciate you passing my card on as a contact, Oh, okay, no worries. And if you need any help at all, I'm always here for you. Feel free to come through to one of the opens. We're actually going to be there on Saturday at this time, and you're not pushy, you're not asking for something, you're just giving them information, giving them something. And you'll find it takes several contacts with people before they know you, like you, trust you, right? So I've got a bit of an advantage. So does people like Anthony, Mark Lloyd, Chris Jansen. We've been in the industry for 16 years to 20 odd years or 25 years, whatever it is. So people know us anyway. So we've got that part down pat, right? But if you don't, you've got to start somewhere. Knocking on doors, I think, is the most successful way to get business and to get business fast. Now, if you're not doing anything, you can sit in the office and you can design flyers and you can make cold call phone calls, and everybody hates telemarketing and everyone hates telemarketers, right? So your chances of that are going to be real slim. Or you can get out and knock on a door and have a shirt, which I can see, Renz, you've got your shirt with your EXP Realty on it. You've got your business cards with your EXP Realty on it, and they can actually get a face-to-face vibe from you, and then you can establish a relationship. Some of the people in my database, like one of them that I'm selling in Gilles Plains, their sister works at Harris. Their sister is a Harris agent. They said to me, Bjorn, you've been putting stuff in our letterbox and we've seen your signboards around the place with your big sold, because I've been doing the same style for so long. We've been seeing your stuff. We lived in Gilles Plains for 12 years. And the whole time we kept on seeing you consistently. You were the only agent. Some agents would come for a month or two and then I'd go. You were every single month, something in the letterbox, a just sold, a just listed, a invite open. We said, if we're ever going to sell our house, we've got to call you. Now, in that time, our sister got into real estate, right? And it's going to be very awkward with the family, but, we want you to sell our house. And I said, well, who's your sister? Get her to call me, right? Get her to bring me some buyers and I'll flick her $1,000. So like, oh, could you flick her $1,000 to keep her happy? I'm like, mate, I'll flick her $2,000 to keep her happy. So you don't have any dramas with your sister. All right. And I'll sell your house for you. And if she comes and helps me sell the property, beautiful. I might even give her a little bit more. If you've established relationships with people, they can have family and they'll come to you. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're liked, trusted, and competent. And this is where it comes back to, like, my whole business, as everyone here knows, but Mark, I went through this with you the other day. My whole business is based on 5 W's. Very simple. Who is the person you're dealing with? What are they trying to achieve? When are they looking at doing whatever they want to do? Where are they looking at moving to? And why are they looking at overcoming this problem, right? Who are they? What do they want to do? When do they want to do it? Where do they want to go? And why are they doing what they want to do? Because when someone comes to me and I say, I need my roof restored, and people just come out and go, oh, here's a quote for your roof restored. Here's a quote for your roof restored. Here's a quote for your roof restored. I'm just shopping around on price now. I had a guy that come out to me and goes, why do you want your roof restored? I said, well, let's get up on the roof and have a look. He goes, okay, so there's a few ridges that are busted here, but your roof's actually in pretty good condition. There's only a few ridges that need to be done. He's like, why are you getting your roof restored? Is it leaking? I said, no, it's not leaking. I just bought the house. I want to make sure there's no problems with it. He goes, well, have you got any plans to put anything on the roof? Like, are you planning on getting solar or anything? I'm like, well, I actually am planning on getting solar. And he goes, so I don't think you need to paint your roof. You see this stuff here. This is actual mold here. We can spray a solution on it. And over 3 months to 6 months, it'll just clean off, because if I pressure clean your roof, we're going to have to spray it. And ideally, when you spray a roof, it's only going to last for maybe 5 to 10 years, and then you're going to have to do it again. If you're putting solar panels on it, why would you, if you're going to, how big is your system? And I was like, oh, I'm going to go a 22 kilowatt system. Okay, so that's going to take up most of it. Have you got a diagram of what it's going to look like? Showed him. You see the difference, right? Now, when I go to get my roof done, I'm going with that guy, because that guy's asked me questions about me, which proves to me psychologically that he cares about me, and he's trying to provide the best solution for me, not just come and restore my roof, right? So it's the same thing. Everyone's got a problem that needs to be solved, and people want it solved, fast, and they want it solved efficiently and with good value. But when you ask people questions, so Renz, tell us about who you are, who's involved, are you married, have you got kids? And okay, what are you trying to do? Okay, when are you trying to do that by? Whereabouts are you looking at? All of a sudden now, it's a very different conversation of I care about you. All of a sudden, the likability and the trust goes through the roof, and it just comes down to the competency. And you can put that on your, you can drop flyers, you can do cold calls, you can do just lists, whatever. If people don't like you and don't trust you and don't think you're competent, doesn't matter what you do. They're not going to give you the business. So if you're going to door knock, take a page out of Ren's book, just get out there and do it. How many doors were you knocking on a day, Renz, for the last 6 months?
So I had a target that I wanted at least. My aim was to get 15 names and numbers on a day.
15?
1-5.
1-5, yep.
Yeah. Depending on how I felt, sometimes I gave up after 10. But yeah, I really like between 10 and 15. And some days, if I had the energy, because I could tell if my energy had to be right, and I could get every name and number from every door that I knocked. But if I just got tired, or it was also very I could tell if I had a really good day or a really big day. The day after was nowhere near as good. So I had to sort of boost myself up a bit and go out there. And I thought it was very intimidating at first, and I still find it. I really have to warm up for things. I have to get the things that I'm saying, the lines that I'm saying have to be right. But yeah, I try to get at least 10, 15 names and numbers on a day.
So I'll go out on a limb and I'll say this, and I'll put my money on this, and I'll guarantee that you'll succeed, Renz. I'll guarantee that you'll succeed. 2 things. One, you're sitting there in an EXP shirt with your name on it, right? So you're looking the part for starters, right? You've gone and sourced a shirt from somewhere, whatever, right? So you're out there, you want to be, you got to look the part before you become the part. You're doing the work, and you're doing the stuff that no one else wants to do. You're door knocking. You're doing the stuff that no other agent wants to do. Agents hate door knocking. Agents hate cold calling, right? And you're doing it, right? And you're doing it early in your career. I guarantee, as long as you don't drop off, that you'll succeed. Now, we've got Rod here, Rod Reensma from Queensland. He's a buyer's agent, right? This is another Lenin, right? We've got buyer's agents. You could knock on a door and go, hey guys, Bjorn Kundal, EXP Real Estate. I'm a selling agent. I've got lots of buyer's agents looking for properties in this particular area. Have you ever thought about selling? I can bring you buyers, no sale, no charge, no cost to you. If it doesn't work out, you pay absolutely nothing. Are you interested to learn more? Right? Because we do have buyers agents as well that you can lean back on. So just because the property's not on the market on realestate.com and Domain, we've got buyers agents. There's heaps of buyers agents that email me every day, right? So you find an opportunity and then you email those buyers agents and you go, look, I've just come up with this off-market opportunity at this address. You know, are any of you guys interested? And you send them an RP data report and you get offers from buyers agents. Bezav Zali, who used to be with us, is a buyer's agent now. Now, some of you may know him, some of you may not. Bez has bought about, I think it's 8 properties off me off market now in the past 12 months, and they're all getting redeveloped into 1 into 2 or 1 into 3. And I've got to deal with Bez that the resales come back through me. I sell the resales and he can have a portion of the commission. So I'll give him 30% of the commission and I do the resales. So I've sold him 8 properties. If they all become 1 into 2s, that's 16 guaranteed listings coming back my way. Now, who cares if I've got to give away 30%? Who cares? That's a relationship that I've got with a buyer's agent, where if I get a development site, I can call somebody straight away, or even when I'm with a client, I can call him and say, look, check out this address. What do you think your clients will be willing to pay? Have it on speaker while the vendor's there. Oh, look, I reckon I could probably give you an 8 or an 850. No worries, thanks, Bez. Hang up the phone and go, there you go. You said one something over an 8. You've heard it right there from the buyer's agent. Let's do an off-market sale. Let's do a no sale, no charge. Let's do a risk reversal. You know, if it doesn't sell, you don't pay nothing. If one of these guys comes up at 820 or 830, you've got yourself a sale and you haven't had to do anything and it's nice and easy. I'll sell 20 houses a year doing this off-market stuff. Now, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'll sell 20 odd houses a year off-market, right? By giving people a deal. No sale, no charge, cancel any time, 100% risk-free. And then the properties that I do put to market, I put them to market with YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, professional videos, you know, $650 social media budgets, Lux listing on realestate.com, which is like $3,000, you know, professional photos. Some of my marketing packages now are either $0 or they're like $5,500. And then by using Sales Funder, so people can access the funds without having to paying for them up front, whether you're charging $5,500 for marketing or whether you're charging $1,000 for marketing, when they can pay it at the end, they don't really care. They don't object to the marketing costs, right? So what I'm saying is there's ways of getting in with people and there's ways of utilizing buyers agents relationships to just door knock, you know?
Yeah.
And door knocking will get you business.
Can I just add to that for those Raj, Amal, Bali, Saab, Taris, Renz, right? Not all of you have been in the game 16 years like us, right? So let's just break this down to a bit of a mud map, what that can look like, whether it's door knocking or cold calling. There's 2 reasons you do both activities. One is to find immediate opportunities, or 2 is to build data. Okay, so you got to work out which one you want. With Bjorn's approach, being direct, if you want to go straight for the opportunities, you're going to have to do high volume, right? You're going to have to do 100 calls to get 10 people that will say, yes, I'm thinking of selling, right? Same as door knocking, right? It's a numbers game in that scenario. So what I did, and we're incredibly fortunate, if you started your real estate career in the last 4 years, particularly in South Australia, same as where Rod is in Queensland, people's values have gone up 20, 30%, right? So you can use dialogue like, if you could sell for a dream price, what would it be and would you move for that price, right? So you can use that. Now, when I started and Bjorn started, we could not use that dialogue, right? Because it was a shit GFC market. It was like your home's worth less than what you paid for it 10 years ago, right? So we didn't use that. So what I did, guys, and this is why I say the importance of a core farm geographical BDA area is where all this begins, right? It's about repetition and consistency. The numbers don't lie. A client needs to hear from you 9 to 12 contact points or times to actually remember who you are and what you do. When you get to about 18 to 21 contact points, just look at the training Matt Steinway does, you become, they become your raving fan, a household name, right? They know your brand. They're not looking anywhere else. So how do you get to 9 to 12 contact points with somebody? Well, one is you can do as Bjorn did, go direct, door knocking, cold calling. The second way is, and I tried this myself, and I'll share with you a real life story, is go out there to build data, but give something before you expect something, right? So I used to use, hey, Tony, I'm Chris Jansen from EXP Realty. I'm a local real estate agent. And what I love doing is keeping people updated in form of what's happening in their marketplace, specifically as to directly the values of their home. What I've done for many of your neighbors, FOMO, right, is I send them a complimentary report every 60 days, electronically via email, no intentions of selling, just to keep their finger on the pulse as to the value of their home. All I need is a name, email address. What's the best contact to get that to you on? Boom. So as Renz did, build data, build data, build data, build data, because I wanted to get as many people into my ecosystem that I could get through that 9 to 12 contact points, that all of a sudden, when they wanted to sell in Burton, Chris was front of sight, front of mind. The other thing I want to point out is tackle things differently from what every other agent would be doing, right? Now, I experienced this myself, and Bjorn touched on a really good point here. I'm buying investments, right? And when I deal with some agents, I get all interesting experiences. Some don't want to deal with me, some don't get back to me. It's a shitstorm, right? So, what I actually did myself is I put together a letter myself saying that if you want to explore longer settlement terms, rent back options, I'm happy to cover all the costs to transact, conveyancing, independent bank valuations, all of that. I actually put together a nice little letter and I went door knocking properties in suburbs that I was trying to buy myself, right? Now, sometimes I didn't get people straight away who said, yeah, I want to sell on the spot, on the door. But I had people in the following 30, 60, 90 days after I left them with some information, they had some time to digest it, that actually got back in contact with me that went, we actually don't want to deal with an agent. And if we could save on conveyancing, or if we could get that dream price, and maybe if I could rent back and I don't have to move for 6 months, I would look at that. It opened up the Pandora's box, right? So Bjorn provided some gold there that if you've got buyer's agents such as Rod, if you could sell for a certain dream price, with circumstances and timeframes that help you, because everybody is happy to get the money, but not necessarily everyone can move straight away. What would it look like for you? So always when you door knock, take some information, whether it's a printed letter as I did, to leave with them. Okay. But clearly identify, are you getting data or are you going in for the opportunity now? But the last point I want to add is if you do a farm area and you're doing all this, there's no point doing it unless you're going to consistently remarket to that audience in that area. So when we started, there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't Meta ads, there was none of that shit, right? So the only way we could be re-seen was re-door knock or re-letterbox drop, right? So whatever you're doing in a core area, whether it's cold calling, letterbox dropping, on a weekly basis, you should be doing an ad campaign. And I've done full training on this, $10 a day, retargeting those people. Because again, when you leave that letter and you leave their doorstep and they might not hear a call from you for another 90 days, weekly they're still being drip fed through your Meta ads campaign and they're still seeing, there's that Tony guy, there's that Bjorn guy. Okay. Retarget using tech over your feet on pounding the pavement essentially, right?
That's interesting because I think sometimes door knocking in your core area is pretty much just about keeping your name alive as well as actually getting some business. I mean, I'll share something with you very quickly. I think over a week and a half, 5 houses that I'd actually sold in my career all went on the market with different agents. And I was hitting the streets and I noticed that another one that I'd sold years ago was mulching, getting mulch out the front. So I quickly went home, picked up the phone, rang them, and they too had just listed with another agent. And she said to me, she said, look, Anthony, I mean, I wasn't insulted, but she said, Anthony, I didn't even think of you, and I walked away and thought, well, there's a lesson learned. It's not her fault, it was actually mine. I've been gifted this privilege of all this data and this beautiful database and have met and shook the hands of all these people. And I never bothered keeping in contact with them. And the new ones today, you look at all the stars out there in the field today, they're the ones that are prepared to get off their ass, get into the street, get onto the phones, work. They work. It's, I've got to lift my game, end of story. Length of career doesn't guarantee you a career. You got to keep in contact with people.
Give you an idea, guys. Anthony's spot on, and what Chris said, absolutely 100% spot on. Can you guys see my screen? The agent box, EXP Australia? Yeah?
Yep.
Can you see at the top there where it says list contacts, 23,763? The one thing that I've done extremely consistency, and it started from the Shahadi days, was databasing. I've databased since day one. Since day one, I've been adding more and more people. Now, 16 years, 23,763. That's more than 1,000 people a year going in. Now, yeah, there's conveyancers and solicitors in there and stuff like that, right? And there's buyers in there and all this sort of stuff. The point is, there's 23,763 people that get an email from me once a week. Now, even if we've only got, look, if we had a 10% open rate, that'd be like 2,376 people reading my stuff. If we've got a 1% open rate, that's still like, what's that? 1% would be, what's that? Still 237 people every week that are reading my stuff, right? Or sharing my stuff. And this is where the idea for every agent is to get to a point where you become an attraction agent. That's the goal. That's the goal for Renz. It's the goal for everybody here. Now, I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough that I had to learn in the hard days in the GFC along with Chris, and I've seen some really tough times. So everything that I learned from day one was all relationships. It was all based on relationships, because I couldn't win business because your price is going through the roof. I couldn't win business because of anything other than the people had a need to sell, and I was in the right place at the right time by being in their place multiple times. In Para Hills, I used to letterbox drop it every single week. I paid my nephew $100 to drop every single house every single week in Para Hills for years, right? Built my data, met people, had conversations with them, got their email, mobile, name. Some of them have got addresses to them, right? And now 23,000 contacts there. I'm sorry, yeah, 23,000 contacts there. The more people that you connect with and the more that your database and the cleaner you keep your data, the easier it is to succeed, right?
Bjorn,
Do the hard work.
Bjorn, I got a question on this Active Pipe. So how does it work? So let's say if it's someone's prime contact but they don't have an email address, but if let's say I got an email address, so it will automatically go from me or still from the primary contact who has got that primary contact?
If you've got full access,
Mhm.
all your primary contacts, they'll be able to receive your data. But you have to have bare minimum full access, all right? So, for example, let's say John Smith is your primary contact, and he's a buyer, and you've got him in there as a vendor as well. And then John Smith comes to my open, and I check him into HomePass, then I'll have full access to John Smith so I can communicate with John Smith. And if I've got John Smith's email, and then I go to do an Active Pipe email, right? Then it will actually give me access to be able to send that to John Smith. And then you could send something to John Smith as well.
All right. So he might be receiving 2-3 emails, like one from Bjorn, one from me. Yeah.
They could. Yep, they could. You know, and this is obviously with Active Pipe. This is dashboard here, but that's like a whole nother session for a whole nother time. Like I said today, scripts, dialogues. How can we make 2025 better? Do the work, guys. There is no shortcut. The only difference between success and failure is consistency. When I first started, I did not sell a single house for 8 months. I did not list a single house for 8 months. I was in the office with Nabil Shahadi from 9 a.m. in the morning until about 10 o'clock at night every freaking day from Monday to Friday. And on Saturday, I'd go out and do all the opens with him and be the person that he was, you know, taking the names and numbers. And I did that for 8 months and I didn't quit. Now, imagine I would have quit after 3 months or after 4 months or after 5 months or after 6 months or after 7 months. I wouldn't be here now earning $500,000 a year, living the life that I've always dreamed of in my dream house, being able to do all the things that I want to do if I would have quit and if I wasn't consistent. And the one thing I've been consistent on is letterbox drops, just listed, just sold. I've been consistent on that my entire career. I've been consistent on collecting data and putting it into my database my entire career. And I've been consistent on sending a weekly email my entire career. There are so many better, more advanced technical ways of doing things, but this is basic stuff that anyone can do. Like Bjorn Kunzel was just a bogan from Modbury, right? I'm no one special, but I'm real. And I try to give as much as I can value to my clients, to you guys, to my family, to my friends, to everything. I try to be the best human I can be in everything I do in life and try to do it genuinely. And life has rewarded me with that. But when it comes to real estate, it took me 16 years to get 23,763 contacts, right? Now, let's just say half of them are rubbish contacts. They're not, but let's just say half of them were, right? That's still, you know, what's that? 11,000 odd contacts right? That's almost like 600, 700 people a year going into my database. And this is where HomePass is so powerful, guys, because HomePass links directly from whatever we put into HomePass directly into AgentBox without you doing nothing. If you're checking everybody in to HomePass, and if people are making email inquiries on your properties and you're getting it from the email and you're putting them into HomePass and you're going, respond to their email and then say, by the way, I'm going to check you into the property in HomePass so I can keep up to date with you via SMS on all the updates. I'll tell you this, people love SMS. Phone calls take time. Emails don't get read. SMS is quick and easy. They did a survey and they said that majority of millionaires and multimillionaires and wealthy people prefer SMS communication over any form of communication because it's fast. It's like, hi Bjorn, can I meet you at 4 o'clock today? I want to sell my house. Yes, I will meet you at 4. Send the address. This is the address. Bang, done. 5 seconds. I can now get on with another task. A phone call takes time. Do I have to be on the phone for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever? An email gets lost amongst all the junk of email. So SMS is key. Now, Mark, I want you to chip in here. Did you guys didn't have HomePass at Harris, did you? Well, just unmute yourself.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, mate. No, we didn't have HomePass. No, mate, not at all.
So Harris, #1 agency in Australia. I'm not saying anything bad about Harris, but I'm just giving you guys an example of what we've got access to here at EXP that some people might not elsewhere. Mark's just come over to us from Harris, who just won Agency of the Year in all of Australia. They don't have HomePass. They don't have Secure Exchange.
No.
What was the other thing that you guys didn't have? They didn't have access to their database to be able to, upload an open time or change a heading or change a description or move photos around. So there's a lot
logged out of AgentBox completely.
Yeah, logged out of AgentBox completely, which meant that if Mark wanted to do something, he would have to contact admin and then wait for admin to do it. People want everything like this. We've got such an advantage here at EXP by having something like HomePass to check people in that then directly links with our database to then communicate via SMS, bulk SMS at $0 cost, because AgentBox and all these other systems charge 6 cents or 8 cents per 63 characters. So you can't even write a proper thing. With HomePass, you could write War and Peace and send it and SMS it to 23,000 people for free using your mobile phone data. So we've really got these tools here so that if you've got the data, we've got the tools to make you succeed. So key is get the data. If you're going for a quick kill, like Chris said, be straight to the point. Move on to the next one. Otherwise, give a property report. When you leave with this property report, would you like to receive one of these every 3 months? All I need is an email address and I can send one through to you every 3 months so you can keep up to date with the market. Get the data, put them in your system, categorize them. Prospective vendor. They were in Modbury, so I do an opt in Modbury. Their address, they're a prospective buyer as well, Have you appraised it? Add it under the appraisal section. There's lots of different categories that you can have in AgentBox for all of your contacts. All right. So let me just do this one. I'll just do this quickly. I'll just bring myself up, for example. So you can see all the notes here. You can see me there. Chris Jansen. Now, there's no related properties or that on that particular one, but if I go to contact card, you see here, EXP contact class, right? I can go down here and I can go that I'm a buyer's agent. I can put down that I am a prospective vendor. I could put down that I am a CMA in, for example, I've sent a CMA to Bjorn, so I'm going to put him down as I've done a CMA. I've appraised Bjorn's house. So I can go in there and select, appraisal. So there's so many different categories. So I can go, I've appraised Bjorn's house, right? And Bjorn might also be a tradesperson, so I can click tradesperson, right? And he lives in Goldview Heights, so I'm going to find here Goldview Heights and put Goldview Heights there. So now I can then target all prospective vendors in Goldview Heights, or I can prospective all buyers agents that have been sent a CMA, or I can target all prospective vendors that I've appraised in Goldview Heights, and it will pick up these categories for me to then send the data. So be specific with your categories, guys. Am I a downsizer? Am I an upsizer? All of this sort of information. It's really, really important. So you can see there, look at this. Krish Kajira's got Krish Kajira first home buyer, Krish Kajira Enfield buyer, Krish Kajira developer. This is categories that Krish has got set up, right? So you can be real specific, but the more clean your data is, and the more detailed you are as an agent, and the more that you go out there and do something, the more you're going to succeed. Now, you can go onto YouTube. Best door knocking scripts for real estate. You can just Google on YouTube. You've got, you know, Panos here. You've got Mike Sherrard, who's an EXP member. There's so much stuff that you can find and source for free. Michael Choi, area specialist. There's so much stuff that you can get your hands on just by Googling nowadays. It's really comes down to, do you want to do the work? Because for the first 8 months of my career, it was freaking tough. It was really hard, man. It was like being in the mines. It was tough. The first 2 years of my career, tough. The first year I earned $28,000 and I owed my boss $28,000. The next year I paid back the $28,000 and I think I made myself 25 grand, right? The third year I made myself like 80 or 90 grand. Then the fourth year I made 150 grand, and then it was like 200 grand. And then now it's like 500 grand working part-time. It's all about consistency. If I would have quit at any stage along the game, and I would have gone, oh, I don't want to do door knocks anymore. I don't want to do letterbox shops anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. And I got lazy. I wouldn't be here. I'd be working at, I don't know, KFC probably, because I love KFC so much. I'd probably be managing a KFC store and eating chicken every day, you know. But the idea is, guys, consistency. There's stuff to do. You can get scripts and dialogues. You can find them online everywhere. You can always pick up the phone if you're stuck and give me a call. I'll always answer any of your phone calls for any help I can. You guys know that. You've called me before. I've done it. I don't know everything, but I'll always do what I can. So that's really it for the training. So we're going to end the session now unless anyone's got anything else to add. No? All right, so I'll just stop the recording. But thanks for being here, guys.